What's going on? Well, it's a great day. Barbara Beckley, how are you doing? It is an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to be here. I couldn't wait to be part of the Diamond experience. Like, this is it. Like, this is the moment. I'm so not so much pumped, but I'm so excited about what you're doing. So I just want to acknowledge you, Barbara, for this platform. I love watching. I love all the production, and I love how you're helping everybody have that diamond experience, no matter what their background is, no matter what their social economic status is, no matter what they're going through in life. If they're doing really, really well, they can be a bigger diamond. And if they need to get there, you can help them get through that process. So thank you so much, Barbara, for having me here. I'm excited.
I know, Shay, you just don't know. I mean, when I first met you, I was like, I got to get on his, I got to get there. You were having that summit and then come back. And I was like, oh no, I got to sign up like today. And ever since then, it's just been this journey. You've been teaching me so much. I mean, watching your show at night and just how you just give that love out. I mean, you can just feel it, and then you just that energy. So I was like, okay, I got to up my game. I gotta up my game. so Mr. Brown. So now what I wanted to, because I know the timing of what today, which I should have just made this an hour, but I was like, if I could just get something today, I was like, I'm going to get it from you. So we're just going to go right into it. So like I always ask my guests, because I always look at, and you say this a lot too, about a person's story, you know, where they came from, how they came from here to here. And I know you use the comeback champ, which I'm loving that. So just give us a little snippet on, you know, how you got to where you're at now.
Sure. Well, you know, I guess where I'm at now is the individual that's able to help entrepreneurs help the world by helping them really serve more and then get paid, and they call that sales. So the biggest challenge facing entrepreneurs today is how do they fill their programs, how do they sell their product, but more importantly, how do they scale their business? And many of them are doing it and they don't have the resources. So we provide a sales team that allows someone to help them get their message out, which generates revenue that helps them really have the resources that are necessary to execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. But it didn't always start that way. In about a minute or two, I wasn't wired as a salesperson. I grew up, man. I'm just the son of a Dr. Camby B. Jeffers, who was a Pentecostal preacher, a bishop back in the 70s when it wasn't popular, right? And it was only like 38 members of the church, and 25 of us were kids. So I had to learn how to get up and learn how to talk. And I was a stutter. I mean, a serial stutter with a problem. But Mother Dear told me something back then, and I'll share this with you that is so important. I remember I was in the third grade, Miss Kurt's class, and we had to get up and talk about something, and I couldn't talk as well. So everyone was laughing at me because I was trying to get it out. And when I went home and I talked to Mother Dear and told her, you know, they said I got a problem, I might have to get a counseling, might get some help. And she said, you don't have a problem. I'm like, what did it say? I stutter. She says, no. Your brain just thinks faster than everyone else. So you've got to slow down and help them. And you know what? I believe that. Mother, was a lie, by the way. It took me until I was like in high school to figure that out. But it was a lie, by the way. But for so long, it gave me the confidence. It gave me the courage to keep trying and keep going, although people might have been making fun of me. And so how does that relate to you? How does that relate to you? Well, for someone like myself, if you're an entrepreneur or you're a dualpreneur or you're someone out there that's trying to help other people and you found yourself having trouble, don't worry about that. I couldn't speak and I wasn't sure I could do this. And now I have an opportunity to be on this show, which is an honor. The Diamond Experience. Come on, somebody, the Diamond Experience. But to get there, I had to get laid off. I've only worked for 2 companies my entire career. I worked for Citibank after undergraduate, went to Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, didn't do sales. Then I went to Johns Hopkins University for graduate school, didn't do sales. I worked for Verizon for 9 years. They laid me off back on May 31st, 2004. Found myself in a crisis. I go home, decide I'm going to start a business. That didn't work. 90 days later, I was tired. I was frustrated because I ran out of money. And hence I learned the golden rule of business. Jot this down in your notes. Put this, this might be your first note. The golden rule of business is to never run out of money. Like that's the golden rule in business. And so running out of money, I went through a second divorce. My wife decided to leave me. And that's tough. Okay. How many people out there know when you go through some things and you add money pressure, it can add a lot of stress. Understand. But then my 2 sons decide they're going to come live with me. That's not how the story normally goes, right? So now they're living with me. So now I'm broke. Now I'm burning through my 401k. I don't suggest any of you do that, by the way. And I'm feeling like a failure. And then here's where I'm going. I'm coming to you, Barbara. I'm upstairs. working. Then my sons, I get a knock at the door. They're like, Dad, someone's still in the car. What? I run downstairs. I look out the window, and there's my Lexus truck. Now, I love that Lexus truck, by the way. It was a white pearl Lexus truck, 360 RX. I mean, RX 300. Y'all don't know about that truck. And I'm like this. I give the guy a nod, the tow man. He gives me a nod back. I look over at my sons, and I tell them, don't worry. The car is just going to the garage. I lied. And it was in that moment. Here's how I got there, Barbara. It was in that moment that I had the never again moment. Now, have you ever had that moment in your life? That never again moment? Like never again would you find yourself borrowing money from a family member that you couldn't pay back? Never again would you have to lie to your kids and feel like a failure as a father, feel like a failure as a husband, feel like failure as an entrepreneur, and feel like failure as a man. It was then, and that's very serious. I'm going to give you the fast forward version, but that was very serious. But it was in that moment, that was a defining moment for me because I made a decision. I said, in order for me to stay in business, I've got to learn from somebody how to help people and how I can get paid. And hence, I learned to go to rule. Now, coming to you in 1 minute, Barbara. Here's what I learned. This is the point to her story. This is why I tell you that story. So you understand the person you see today ain't the person that was a few years ago. Is the mentor along the journey said, Shay, focus on sales training. I said, sales training? I'm not a sales trainer, man. I'm a business consultant. But nobody was hiring me to do any business consulting at all. Anyway, although my shingle out the door, it said Coach Shay on it. No one hired me. He said, learn how to serve. Learn how to serve. And if you do that, the money will come. Here's the point to you. If you're an entrepreneur right now, jot this down in your notes. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. I want you to tell yourself that 7 times a day. Selling equals service. How can I serve? How can I add value? How can I solve a problem? Selling equals service. And when you serve, you don't have to chase the money. The money will chase you. Put that down in your notes. That might be another golden nugget for you right now. She says, Shay, bring your best. You only have so much time. Look, don't chase the money. Add value, and the money will chase you. And so what I learned there, and this is what I want to give to you, because selling is not a dirty word. Selling is not something you're doing to be sleazy. Selling is not something you're doing to try to convince somebody to do something they don't want to do. I gave you the definition. I want you to hear me. Selling equals service. It's created the biggest breakthrough for my clients. Selling equals service. And so you think about it, even if you have resistance to selling right now, I want to leave this with you. This is very important. Don't miss this. This is very important to the backstory. And I had to get this in my brain. I said, okay, if selling equals service, selling equals service, if selling equals service, and I hate to sell. I hate to sell, but I needed it. Like I hated selling, but maybe some of you need to pay your mortgage. You hate selling, but you hate not being able to cut the lights on. You hate not having heat. You hate not having air conditioning, right? And so think about this. Preachers are selling faith every single week. And I love preachers. My mom was a preacher. I grew up in the Pentecostal church. Everything I learned in the Pentecostal church. Teachers are selling education every single day. And I love teachers. Many of my family members are teachers and educators. I'm parents. I'm a parent. My kids are adults now, by the way. I'm a parent. Parents are selling values every day. Brush your teeth. Do the right thing. And you, every day you wake up and you sell yourself. Either you think you can or you think you can't. That is a sale to yourself. So we're always selling. So my message to you is this. Selling equals power. Put that down in your notes. Selling equals power. So I came today to bring you the power that you need in your business that will give you the rocket fuel so you can get the resources you need to serve so many other folks. So thanks a lot for asking that story. I'm not wired this way. I wasn't born this way. I close with this. Selling is a learned skill. Many of the clients I work with, they're good. They've got big hearts. They already believe. They're walking in their purpose. They're walking in their passion, but they're missing that third P, and that's profits. So I bring them the power. That's what selling is. Think about what does selling the power do for you? If you make more revenue in your business right now, what would you do with the money? Maybe you'd have more meaning in the world because you have more money. You do more good. Maybe you have more impact in the world because you have more income. And as my good friend Delator McNeil likes to say, at this point, you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. I'm done. But you can make $1. If that's you and you're watching right now, say make $1 and a difference at the same time. This is your moment. This is your time. Selling equals service, and selling is power. So I'm proud right now to serve folks. I'm proud to help entrepreneurs, and I'm proud to help them have a pipeline of leads of folks who can turn into buyers. That's a little of the backstory. That's how we got here. I didn't know if that's what you wanted, but I'm excited. So that's the real deal, as they say. Diamond experience up in here, up in here.
You just dropped the mic, you dropped the whatever, anything that was on the stage, you just dropped everything. Wow. That's why I love hearing the stories, because I tell people we just was like boom and we were here like, okay, Barbara's doing this. No. See what I say. See, that's the connection. See, that's why I tell people that's the connection. So first of all, I always tell people, you're not alone. You're not in the boat by yourself. You're not the only one that didn't have the money. You're not the only one that had to lie to your children. You're not the only one that had to sit there and go through different, jobs and say, oh, well, I got to move forward because they just let me go. So now what do I do? Everybody has those type of stories in their life. I did. I got laid off twice, back to back. Wow. That's just partial of my story. We got a lot of stories. But right now, Shay's is showing you that, through all that, he persevered. See, that's the word that everybody, like Shay said, write down, persevere. He persevered through everything. And guess where he's at now? Comeback champ. Every time I hear about comeback champ, I think about Muhammad Ali because I see the picture behind you. When he said, the champ is here. The champ is here.
The champ is here, baby. The champ is up in here.
Up in the house. Yes. Wow, Shay. So, I want to ask you, Shay, because we still got a little more time here. Now, I know you do a lot of coaching, sales, with sales teams and making people understand how to have a team, which I'm loving because first of all, there's no I in team. And I always tell people literally, there is no I in team. If you spell team, there's no I. But I know the joke comes afterwards. But anyway, so you build those teams, you show companies and businesses how to build those teams, Shay. So can you give me just like a glimpse of how you do that and how you tell people this is what you have to do in order to level up in your business?
Sure. One of our golden rules, and it's one of our methodologies, and I think everyone out there should have a methodology. It's something that you live by. It's principles that guide you. I've got 12 rules for life. I'm gonna give you one of them because it certainly relates to where we are right now. And whether you're an entrepreneur or a dualpreneur or someone that's just a kind human being into personal professional development, which I know you are because only champions watch the Diamond Experience. Only winners watch the Diamond Experience. So you're already a winner. So I just want to acknowledge you for watching. I want to acknowledge you for being here. You are a champion. Here's one of our golden rules, our methodology. And jot this down in your notes. It's that systems beat goals every time. Now, it's 4 words. It's 4 words. Just 4 words. You can write these 4 words down. Systems beat goals every single time. And you might say, Shay, why do you always talk about systems beat goals every single time? Because systems are duplicatable. Systems are repeatable, and systems is something that you can hand off to someone else to actually do the work. If you think about it, goals are always in the future, and the future by definition doesn't exist. The future is imaginary. Like our mind only operates in 3 quadrants that I'm aware of. The past, which you can do nothing about, by the way. The present, there's a moment, there's a moment, there's a moment. And something we call the future that we never get to because we're always in the present moment. So my question always is, what systems do we have right now in our business that help us to generate a pipeline of leads that turn into buyers? What systems do we have in our business to fill our programs, if that's what you're struggling with, or to sell your products, if that's what you're struggling with? What systems do you have in place so you can scale the business? And the one underlining factor that I know that helps provide that cash flow and the revenue to do all the things you want to do is sales. I talked about earlier that selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Let me break it down and say it a different way. And maybe this will help you, as it helps so many of my clients that I work with to say, gosh, I need a system. Look, there I was running my very first marathon in Washington, D.C. It's called the Marine Corps Marathon. It's 26.2 miles. I never run a marathon in my life, but I was a young whippersnapper back then. I was a young man. I mean, I heard that Oprah Winfrey had run that marathon, and I said to myself, yo, if Oprah can do it, I know I can do that thing. I can do this thing. And so I decided to get out there, and I was going to run that marathon. I ran that marathon, showed up that day, and I got started. I mean, I was excited. Like everybody, if you run a marathon, people are all over. They're cheering for you. And Washington, D.C. is the most beautiful city in the world. That's my hometown, by the way. That's where I live right now. I love some Washington, D.C., okay? And I'm running, and I'm excited. And then the first hour goes by, and I'm excited. The second hour goes by, and then I hit something called mile 17, and bam! I hit the wall. Woo! Now, if you don't know what the wall is in a marathon, it's like in life. You hit this imaginary wall where your body stops and it can't go any further. And I stopped. Maybe that's what's happening to you in life right now. Forget if you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you hit the wall in a marriage and it's not working. Maybe you hit the wall in your health. Got some bad news. Maybe you hit the wall in your business. It's not going the way it is. Maybe you hit the wall right now. You hit that mile 17. Pay attention. Pay attention. And so I hit that wall. So I found myself stopping. If you ever found yourself stopping in life, like, oh my gosh, I can't go any further. And I'm sitting there looking, and I wish I could tell you I just got motivated and I put my Walkman on. I know I'm telling my age. I had a Walkman back then. That's the thing that goes over your ears with a wire with some battery packs right here. And I'm looking at everybody else. Maybe you've done this. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know I'm younger than that person. Wait. That person is younger than me. Wait. That person, I know I'm in better shape than that person. I know this. But you can't do what they can do because you haven't had a system in place to train the way they did. And so I slowly got started again. That's what I'm gonna tell some of you. One of my other 12 rules of life is you can be down, but not out. And many of you watching right now, you might be down, talk about champions come back, but you ain't out. Down means you just down. Out means you gave up. I didn't quite give up, but I was certainly freaking down. And the good news about being down is you can get back up. And you can tell yourself, I'm back. I wish I could say I jumped, but I didn't. I started putting one foot in front of the other foot. And I look down. Sometimes you got to look down when you're going. You can't look at everybody else. You can't look at what they're doing in their business and in their life. And I said, if I can just do another 50 yards and another 50 yards. And I kept putting one foot in front of the other. I finished the race, 5 hours and 52 minutes. Okay. I'm not proud of that time, but I finished. Here's the point, Barbara. I'm coming back to you that I want to bring to you. Here's why I tell you that story. Here's what it means to you, for everybody out there. No matter if you're going to the next level right now, I want you to jot this down in your notes. Champions always come back. It's one of our core 12 rules of life. Champions always come back down, but you're not out. You need a system. So the next year, I told myself, I'm going to hire a coach. I'm going to get a team. Now, maybe that's what some of you are in your life right now. You need to put the right people on the team at the right time to get to the next level. I went to this team. I'm done. I'll come to you in 1 minute, Barbara. I go to this team, and I'm there. And it's training. Now, they train for the marathon. It was the Miami Marathon every week. And they do all this training during the week. We run as a group. We're all 9-minute milers. So we run as a group. They said, who has had experience is worried? I raised 2 hands. I was okay with that. Yeah, I'm looking around these people. They don't look like me, okay? I'm like, look, I'm worried. I hit mile 17 last time. And I don't know if I can go past that. And I've never run past that since then. And they said, okay, Shay, when we get to mile 17, we're all going to help Shay Brown. And we're all going to say this affirmation. They call it affirmation. We're going to say this chant. And the chant's going to be, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I said, wait a minute, we don't say that. Now, in my neighborhood, I'm not going to be running around the streets talking about I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. No, sir. I've got a Walkman. I've got my music right here, and I'm ready to go. I got my Les Brown right here on my, I love Les Brown on my hip. He said, if you can look up, you can get up. But anyway, we trained. We got to mile 17 when the time came, and they started looking at me, and they started, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm like, no, I'm trained, I'm strong. So I started saying, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I ran past mile 17. Now I had to be trained, I had to be strong, and I had to be ready. When the race came, and I'm done now, when the race came, when I hit mile 17, and my team started chanting with me, it gave me energy. That's why sometimes you need a team. It ain't about Shay Brown. Systems beat goals every single time. They had a system for how we were going to train. They had a system for how we were going to eat. They had a system for how we were going to support each other. And we did other things with other people, but we started saying, I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. You can even repeat after me. If you're home right now, it doesn't matter what's going on. This is the diamond experience. They said, Shay, bring an experience. But I want you to know this right now. Just tell yourself, I'm trained, I'm strong, I'm ready.
And I'm ready.
I'm trained, I'm strong, and I'm ready. You got this. You can do this. And as a result, we finished the race. We did very well. So I tell you, the systems beat goals every single time, especially when you have a team, because success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. Back over you, Diamond. This is the Diamond experience. You're trained, you're strong, and more importantly, you're ready. You got this. Champions always come back. Always.
Woo. Oh, Shay. See, that's a lot of unpacking right here. Okay, the first thing I want to say is, yes, well, congratulations in finishing that race. I don't care what, this is what I want to say. You said it took like 5 hours. You were like, I always tell people, in the race of life, if you got to crawl, if you got to walk, If you got to skip a little bit, if you got to run, whatever you got to do, stay in the race. Don't be
Yes.
on the sidelines. Don't watch people. Just get in there. I don't care if you're the last person coming in saying, oh, and it's crawling. It's like, oh, my back, whatever. No, but you're doing it. See, some
Yeah.
people is watching you saying, oh, she's crawling. Oh, her back hurts. Oh, his back hurt. And you look like this, you look over there, you're like, well, you know what? At least I'm in the race. You're watching me. Why are
Yeah.
you watching me? You need to get in the race too and stay there. So that's what I just wanted to bring that home because that was confirmation. I'm always talking about when I tell people, you got to stay in the race. I don't care what time long it takes. We're not looking at that. I don't look at the fact that because if you start looking back, then you're going to stop. You know how Shay, because you look back, that slows you down.
Yeah.
Just keep it going. And then you have to pay attention to anybody. You don't even look around when you're going like this. You don't know who's going slow, fast, crawling, hurting, because it doesn't matter because you're just kind of staying. You just say, I got to go. I got to go. I got to do it. So thank you, Shay, for explaining that. Yes, a team process. I love what you said.
Success
Systems
is a team sport for sure.
Yes, it's a team sport. Now, oh my God, I hate the time. But anyway, say I'm gonna have to beg you again to come back.
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Times. Yes, but I want to, today, with one thing that I tell people about excuses. Everybody has excuses sometimes, and in this day and age, especially when people in business, and right now with this pandemic, everybody that's the big excuse sometimes. Some people use the excuse to say, hey, I don't know, I can do my business. Some people use the excuse that says, hey, now I can be more creative and move forward in my business. So I always tell people to do the second half of it and not so much of the first. So Shay, and when you've been seeing people, you've been, coaching people and everything, and especially in the sales, because I know people said they're hurt in that area. What is like the challenge besides, I don't even want to call it pandemic because that don't have to be a challenge, but what do you see as the biggest challenge?
The number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today is getting in front of qualified people who have an interest, want, or desire. Let me tell you what I mean by that, because I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation, okay? I have my AARP card. I got remix versions on everything that I've been doing, and the older I get, the worse it's getting, right? And so when we first got started in business, Barbara, I used to always be told, find a lead, sell a lead. Find a lead, sell a lead, right? And that's what we were told for so long. And so we said, who has a need? If they got a need, I can help them. But the person could need to lose weight and do nothing. The person could need to save money and do nothing. And so it's not about a need. That was the old way. Let me tell you what the paradigm shift has been, especially over the last 18 months. The paradigm shift has been this. This is the Shay Brown remix version, by the way. Or my sons would say drop a beat. I got to have my own beat in there, right? But here it is. Is you got to find a person with an interest, want, or desire. Let me say it again. An interest, want, or desire. So some of my clients are struggling to attract clients who actually have money, and some of my clients are struggling to attract folks so they can have a pipeline of leads of people who have an interest, want, or desire. Here's what I mean by that. Here's the point that I want to make. And it's so in harmony with one of my 12 rules of life. And this will help you get in front of more qualified people. And I'm glad you do this so well, Barbara. But one of my 12 rules of life, we've got 12 of them, we'll talk about that another time, is that collaboration crushes competition. Put that down in your notes if you're taking notes. Collaboration crushes competition. And so many times we try to do everything by ourselves versus partnering with other individuals who could help us get to where we want to get to. Collaboration crushes competition. Why is that, Shay? Because success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. So when it comes to finding someone with an interest, want, or desire, if someone right now has a need to do something, they may not do it. But I love buying t-shirts. Okay, I got a t-shirt problem, and I love buying running shoes. I got another problem, right? And so if I got an interest in a new t-shirt, or I got a want in something different, I will go online, I will find it, I will pay whatever I got to pay, I'll pay the shipping to get it to me. Why? Because I have a want, I have an interest, not a need. And so here's my challenge. Here's what I say to the entrepreneur. What is the system? Remember, systems beat goals every single time. What is the system you have in place to get in front of people who have a problem? Jot this down in your notes. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. I was working with an individual in about 60 seconds, and they had the same problem. Now, they're a very seasoned professional. The problem was they were tired of talking to people who weren't qualified. They were tired of having people on their list that just really weren't serious buyers. They were kicking tires. The solution to that was we call the Evergreen Revenue Playbook. And the Evergreen Revenue Playbook says, how do I have the right system in place that allows me to collaborate to get in front of folks who are qualified? We implemented that system. She bought on, we call the giver's economy. She wasn't given to give, she was given to serve. I told you before, and I know you didn't shout on that, and that's okay. I told you that selling equals service, selling equals service, selling equals service. So I took it from a selling mindset to a serving mindset to serving those people who need it the most. And as a result, today her business is doing very, very well. So the number one challenge talking to entrepreneurs today is they're just not in front of enough qualified folks. And that's what the sales team is able to do for them. In many cases, they become their lead generation machine that helps people help others. And isn't that what you got in business for at the end of the day? To help someone else do something better because you were given a gift, you were given a talent, and your vision is much bigger than yourself. Yes. Success is a team sport. Collaboration crushes competition. Start collaborating more.
Start collaborating. And that's why I'm loving what we're doing. That all brings it back to today is how, I seen you. I was like, oh my God, the champ. I got in your summit. I'm loving it. I'm going in from being your summit again in a few more months. See, I'm already I'm already there. I think you're not gonna be able to get rid of me, Shay, until you just say, you know what, Barbara, you gotta go. I'm hooked.
Oh, you're amazing. I love your energy.
I am hooked. But yes, Shay, so thank you so much. Now, Shay, any last words, because I know you're always talking about this is your January 1st. So any last words regarding that to the listeners? And
sure.
I'm gonna take
one of our methodologies. One of our methodology, and everybody should have a methodology, is today is my January 1st. Now, if you've enjoyed this conversation and you're in the conversation, I think it's okay, Barbara, if they want to connect with me, can I tell them how to connect with me, or we'll do that later? I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it now or later?
Tell them right now.
Oh, okay. She's talking to you. Okay. I want to do today is my January 1st. I don't want to miss that. But if you're out there right now and you're like, Shay, I love this. I want the playbook. It's time for me to really build my business. It's time for me to fill my programs, to sell my products, to serve more people. And that's you just need the playbook. It's my gift to you. There's no cost. It's my gift. Just text the word playbook. Text the word playbook. Now, it's just one word, playbook. I'm going to give you my number. You're going to follow these instructions and we're going to send you all the details. Text the word playbook to 202, like open up your browser right now on your phone, like on your phone right now. Open that up and text the word playbook to 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. Once you text the word playbook, just text the word playbook, and we're going to send you the playbook that you need. We're going to send you the 7 proven systems that we use. Put your first name so we know who you are. Put your last name so we know who you are. Put your best contact number in your email. Some of you want us to email it to you, and some of you want us to text it to you. So we want to make sure we get to you. Text playbook to 202-270-1662. Sorry about that, Barbara. I just want to make sure that the folks out there know that they can stay in this conversation over and beyond today. But here's the point you want me to make. Today is my January 1st. One of our 12 rules for life is at number 1, by the way, of all the rules is number 1. And today is my January 1st. You can hear me. Today is my January 1st. It represents not a January 1st date on the calendar. It represents one of those moments throughout the day where you can make a decision. And there's probably 1,000 decisions you make throughout the day. And any one of those decisions could change the trajectory of your life. You make a decision. That's a January 1st moment. You're going to work out. See, that's a January 1st moment. Or you make a decision that you're going to binge watch and watch Netflix or Hulu or Prime Video. That's a January 1st moment. You make a decision you're going to eat hamburgers and French fries, salt, pepper, ketchup. My son's like hot sauce. Got to have some of that. Or you can open up the refrigerator. And inside the refrigerator, there's some kale, January 1st moment. There's some broccoli, January 1st moment. There's some carrots, January 1st moment. Today is my January 1st represents that your past no longer represents the future. You get a fresh start. You get a do-over. So I want you to tell yourself right now in this moment that today is my January 1st. I'm going to put some systems in place to reach my goals. Today is my January 1st. I'm going to put a system in place so I can serve more and help more. Today is my January 1st. I will collaborate because collaboration crushes competition. Today is your January 1st. Today is your January 1st. If you're listening right now and you're watching, you can take your right hand and you can put it over your heart. You can feel that heart beating right now, and there's oxygen going in your lungs. Then you have a fresh start. You got a new opportunity. And doesn't that feel good? Isn't that what life is about? So now that you know that today is your January 1st, take action. As my mama would say, it's time for your faith to hit your feet and start taking some action and do the things you know you should do right now. This is your moment. This is your time. Today is your January 1st. And for you, put the sunglasses on. The future is bright and the best is yet to come. Today's your January 1st. The best is yet to come. Today is your January 1st. And you're on the Diamond Experience with Barbara. Today is your January 1st. Thanks for having me, Barbara. You're amazing. You're incredible. I love what you're doing with this program. And I love how you collaborate at a time when people are not collaborating. No, Barbara is collaborating. Why? Because collaboration crushes competition. You follow Barbara's systems.
Yes. Thank you, Shay. Oh my God. Definitely. We need to talk. You got to come back. The comeback champ. The champ is here.
Thank you so much.
Shay.
God bless you.
God bless you. Welcome to the Diamond Spotlight interview. I am Barbara Beckley, the founder of the Diamond Factor LLC, where the mission is to empower people, especially women and young women today, to understand their PPD, as I call it, their purpose, passion, and drive. And this platform is to make sure to increase their visibility, to shine like a diamond to the world. And today we do have a wonderful young lady that is shining all over the world. Now, first of all, please, everybody, the audience out there, listen to this young lady before we even start because she is amazing. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about her before we start having our conversation. So Bolu is a 13-year-old singer-songwriter from Canada, who between March and June of 2020 wrote 2 songs on important issues, as we know, the coronavirus and the Black Lives Matter movement. Her latter song, titled Make It Right, asks the 2020, what have you become? And goes on to ask, why are people so cruel? Touching on the listeners and her gentle call to action. Welcome, Queen, little Queen. I call all ladies queens, and you are a young queen. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You are just out there just doing it and just making all the adults look bad. You're making all the older people have to get up and take some action here. So I am just so proud of you. Before we even start, I just, when I seen that you were coming on the show and reading and listening to your music and your song, especially about Make It Right, it's like you're just from like a different generation. Just came in and said, look, you got to get this together. You got to listen to what I got to say. So maybe towards the end you might be able to sing just a little bit of Make It Right. Hopefully, if you feel comfortable. But let's just get into asking some questions from you, because this is, like I said, I'm amazed. You're blowing my mind right now. So now, like I said, at your age and being this amazing singer, as I keep saying, please explain what inspired you to do what you do and wanted to sing and take on this journey.
Okay. Well, I always love to sing. I've been singing for like so long. So I've always like just wanted to find ways to inspire people and like teach people in a way about things and like what's going around in the world, because there's a lot, we wouldn't know a lot of stuff if it wasn't for people sharing stuff. So what I did is I wanted to sing, and yeah, I used my music to share different stories and different perspectives that I have on different things. So yeah, I just wanted to share it with the world.
That's so awesome. Your voice is so beautiful. Like I said, I listened to them songs just the other day, and it's not just only the singing that you're singing, but you have power behind it, and there's a meaning for it. So going right into that, I know you wrote the two powerful songs concerning, what the world is dealing with right now. We have the virus, unfortunately, and then Black Lives Matter, which is the whole injustice, what's going on in the world, as you can see. So, what made you use your voice, especially at the, like I said, age of 13, to just say, you know what, I'm not only going to sing and write, but there's a movement behind here. So what made you just say, I need to do this?
Okay, well, for my first, like the coronavirus song, what made me want to write that one is I just wanted everyone to know that we're all in this together and that they should, like, do the right things and try to stay safe to the best of their ability. And yeah, so that's the reasoning behind that one. And then for Make It Right, I was just seeing everything that's going on, and it's mind-boggling because it's been going on for like generations to generations, and it's still the same thing's happening, and you would think it'd get better, but I just enough is enough. And I saw all the riots and everything just going on, and I was like, this is not it. This is not right. We need to get better. We need to change, and we need to actually start loving each other, become a community, and just spread love and kindness, because that's the only way that we can, get better and heal. So I wrote a song and I put it on YouTube, hoping that people would see it and hoping that people would get the message I wanted them to take away from it, and they'd understand it and they'd feel, the pain, or they can't even feel the pain, partially the pain of what people have been going through. So that was my reasoning behind that one.
Wow, wow. I just, yeah, it is sad. I mean, just for you, I know you're looking at this on TV, you're hearing the news because it's all over, and and people are dying from this. So, with you being your generation, now what would you tell, your age group and all generations, not just your age group, what do you think needs to happen to kind of make this change, to kind of change it from, like you said, showing the love and everything? What do you think really needs to be done?
I think we need to accept what happened in the past and what's continuing to happen, and we need to really just understand. Everyone needs to just understand what's happening and not like look at it as just another thing happening. And we need to, take notice of it, even more notice, and then that's when you can start forgiving and, spreading love and healing. And yeah, so I think the first step is to just acknowledge, then you can forgive, and then you can heal.
Now, I know you have other your friends and everything that you hang around with. Do you like talk? Do you all have like those type of talks and kind of make some changes like within like when you go to school, or I know you're probably, I don't know if you're homeschooled right now, but
Yeah.
do you have those conversations with your friends to get them to understand that as well?
Well, not really. Like, I mean, we do the typical, like, just being kind to your teacher and classmates, but no, not necessarily those type of conversations.
Now, do you think, because since you're doing it, because you are, believe me, you're doing a movement here, you are making a big change. So do they say things to you? Because it's like this is different than like you said, the normal day that you would talk to your friends. What do they say to you by what you're doing, as far as your music and
They're
singing?
really, oh, sorry, they're really,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, it's great. Some of my friends commented on my videos and on my songs, so it's amazing. Honestly, they're really supportive, and I love them. So yeah.
Oh, so they totally understand why you're doing it. I mean, you're a beautiful singer, but they understand that there is a meaning behind it as well, right? Awesome, awesome. So now again, making such a big change at your age, truly teaching us, and like I said earlier, you're teaching adults how to stand our truth and how to stand and to go out there, you know, to believe the changes need to happen in the world. What would some of your future goals look like? I mean, I know you're 13 years, so you have a long way to go with a lot of things. So what is like one or two things that you're thinking about, you know, moving ahead of what you're doing now?
Okay, let me say three. So something closer is just continuing to write more songs, music videos, remixes, continuing to inspire people with my music and writing about more messages and different things. And then number two is probably hopefully to get bigger and continue to inspire people kind of around the same thing. Get into the high school I want. Yeah, and then number three is probably to become a pilot. I do air cadet. That's one of my like big goals. Yeah, that's my job I
You
want.
you want to be a pilot when you get older?
Yeah, yes, I.
Oh my God, look at you. So now what inspired you? Now you got me asking another question. Now, what inspired you to say, you know, I want to be a pilot when I get older?
When I was 6 years old, actually, we went on a plane. It was to South Africa to go visit my family members, and I just loved everything about it. And when I got older, I went to like programs, Girls Take Fright, and Jazz, different incorporations to like help you advance your knowledge on aircrafts, and just I got to do a airplane simulation, which was amazing. But someone told me that going on a plane, you can't really get the full experience just because you're with different people on like a commercial plane. So then I got to go on a private plane, and yeah, it was amazing. It was with my mom too, and she was like, "Oh," because when it's going down, it's a little bit more shaky. You can feel it more, but it was.
Mhm.
I loved it. So I.
Wow. I know your mother was like, I can't believe that we're on this plane. So I know
Yeah.
there's not too many. Now I'm thinking there's not that many women pilots out there. So you would be making another huge change. I think that's like your middle name now. You're just a movement and you just say, oh, there's going to be some change. I don't care what people say. I'm here to just put it out there. You're an advocate for change, and I'm loving every minute because we need to multiply you. We really do. We need to multiply you and have other young ladies out there doing what you're doing. So I wish the best for you about what you want to do as far as being a pilot, because like I said, I don't think there's that many ladies out there. So you'd be taking on another change to head on, so people can say, you know what, maybe I could do it too. She did it, I could do it.
That's for inspiring people to reach out and do their dreams.
Yes, yes, yes. So now, what would you say? Now, I know singing is one of them, but what would you say is one of your other superpowers that you have, and
Um,
why?
oh, one of my superpowers is probably I do public speaking as well. Yeah, so at school I used to do speeches, and when we go back to school later, I'm not sure if we're still going to do them, but I would do public speaking, and I'd move on into different levels, and yeah, so I think that's one of my strengths.
One of you, yeah, one of many of your superpowers, I can tell.
Yeah.
Now, which you're speaking, what kind of public speaking do you do? Is it like more motivational or some just
Yes, it's motivational based. So we all have to do a speech at my school. So you just have to choose a topic and kind of just, speak on it. So last year I spoke about just self love and feeling good in your own body. And yeah, people love that speech. So
um,
yeah.
see, now you're a speaker, you want to be a pilot. Boy, you're teaching us how to say stop all this hatred and stuff and start love and everything. I don't know. I don't know. After a little while, I'm not gonna be able to even talk to you. So I'm so glad that I can say today that I was able to interview your awesomeness, because you'll probably be like, I don't have time. I got so much stuff going on, people. And that's good. So now, before I ask this other question, would you mind singing just a little bit of one of your songs?
Sure. So just in case you asked that, I actually have my guitar. So I just have to tune it.
Ah, this is a treat.
Yes.
Okay.
I will sing part of it. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, audience, you are getting it right here. This is the queen making a difference. At the age of 13. Loving it. Okay.
So some tuning first.
Yeah.
So anyway, how are you while I'm tuning?
I am doing very good. This is, like I said, I love to really spotlight women and young women as yourself so people can understand
Thank
who
you for that
you
too.
are and how important you are. So like I said, you're when these listeners hear this and see this, they're gonna be like, oh, there's no excuse. There's no
Yeah.
excuse for them that they want to do. So yeah.
Anyone can make a change. You just have to speak out and be yourself.
Just have to speak out and just I always say to people, just take that jump. Just take that step.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see. So yeah, so when you get in concert and stuff like that, hopefully I can maybe call and say, remember me? Can I get a ticket? Can I come into the concert? And then we could do another interview with you.
Yeah, I never know.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be quiet because I want them to hear your wonderful awesomeness.
Thank you. Then, where's the paper? Okay.
And now, are you gonna sing the one making it right, or which one are you singing?
Which one do you want? I can sing any one actually.
Sing making it right. I think that would be really good for you.
Okay. Mm. 2020, what have you become? I'm just wondering what's going on. Why are people so cruel? What was done to you? People preaching truth are getting ignored. Don't even know what to do anymore. Have they not realized that it's time to make it right? What am I seeing from my eyes? When will they just apologize? Enough of all this crime. Now it's time to make it. 2020, what have you become? I'm just wondering what's going on. Why are people so cruel? What was done to you? People preaching truth, getting ignored. Don't even know what to do anymore. Have they not realized that it's time to make it? What am I seeing from my eyes? When will they just apologize? Had enough of all this crying. Now it's time to make it. Enough of wasted lives. This is wrong, no, it ain't fine. Can we all just stop for a fight and make it right? Yes, that song. Thank you.
No, thank you. That all I mean, I was listening to it the other night because I brought it up to listen to it, and then when you're singing it, you can just hear
Yeah.
the soothing of the healing that's needed for this world. So thank you. Whew,
Thank you.
that's
I'm glad you liked it.
oh my God, did it glad I liked it. The whole world loves this. And
Aw.
just the words of saying, we need to make it right. We really need to make it right. And we need to, I mean, I always tell people we're to this point now, this level is there's no way, there's no other way but going
Oh,
better instead of going back because we've been going back now. So it's
mm,
time to move forward. And when people hear, music coming out of you and other young generation,
mhm.
somewhere we have to tell ourselves we have to get it right. We have
Yeah.
to be better. So thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
gifts.
thank you for that.
Now, is there any last words that you would like to say to the audience? I mean,
Oh, wait.
I know I know the music alone said the last, but is there any last thing that you want to say to the audience?
I just want to say to whether you're young or old, there's no limit to not only, reaching your dreams, but speaking out. Because a lot of people are afraid of speaking out because they're afraid what other people will think. But, just ignore those other people. There will always be other people. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep loving what you're doing, and just stay passionate, just do what you want to do. And yeah, if you want to follow up with me, you can always follow up with me on my socials. I have Instagram, Facebook. Instagram's Blue Sings One, as well as my Facebook, and my YouTube's Blue Sings, capital B, capital S. So yeah, you can check out any of my socials. Even TikTok I have. So yeah.
Wonderful. I'm glad it's funny. I was going to ask you about, how they can contact you and you went flowed right into it. So thank you for letting everybody know where they can contact you. And I'll also make sure when I post your interview that they know where to contact you, where to hear your lovely voice and
Thank you.
see all what you're trying to do to make this world a much better place than what we need to make it. So thank you so much, young queen, for coming on the Diamond Factor show and just being spotlighted and just showing, like I said, your passion, your purpose, and your drive. As I always tell all the ladies out there, is so important, like you said, to just show that because you never know whose life you're changing. And just let you know that you're changing a lot of lives by what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just let everybody know out there that you can join the Facebook community under the Diamond Factor Development Within You. And I wish if you want to be spotlighted on this show, you can just messenger me under the Diamond Factor group. And remember, as I always said, this young queen says, remember, I always say you have a diamond in you. You have that purpose, passion, drive within you. That's what shine is what you're about, who you truly are, because it's important, not just for yourself to know, but it's important to change lives for others. So I will see everybody at the next Diamond Spotlight interview. And little queen, thank you so much. You look beautiful. And thank you for giving me your
Thank
time and your heart. And just keep doing what you're doing because it is making a change.
you. Appreciate that. I will.